Leo, a young squirrel with eyes bright with ambition, was always the first out of the nest each morning. While his siblings and friends chased each other through the branches of the ancient oak, playing games of tag and hide and seek, Leo had a singular focus: acorns. Not just any acorns, but the biggest, roundest, most perfectly formed specimens he could find. He believed that the more he collected, the more secure and important he would be. His days were a tireless quest, often taking him far from the familiar boughs of his home tree, across meadows, and even near the edge of the whispering woods, where larger, more impressive acorns sometimes lay. His friends, particularly a sprightly squirrel named Pip, would often call out to him, inviting him to join their games or share a freshly found berry. "Come on, Leo. The sun is warm and the breezes are perfect for leaping," Pip would chirp. But Leo would just offer a quick, distracted flick of his tail and continue his meticulous search, his small brow furrowed in concentration. He'd occasionally glance back at them, feeling a flicker of something he couldn't quite place. Perhaps a tiny bit of envy for their carefree joy, quickly overshadowed by the thrill of spotting a particularly plump acorn nestled in the grass. Winter eventually descended, painting the forest in hues of white and gray. Leo's hollow, unlike any other, was a testament to his relentless effort. It was overflowing, literally bursting at the seams, with magnificent acorns. They piled up against the walls, creating a golden brown carpet across the floor, and even formed small mountains in the corners. He had more than enough to last through several winters. As the first blizzard howled outside, Leo snuggled deeper into his nest, surrounded by his colossal hoard. He took a bite of a particularly large acorn, feeling a brief surge of triumph. He was the richest squirrel in the forest, he was sure of it. Soon, however, a strange emptiness began to creep into Leo's cozy, acorn-filled home. The long, cold nights felt even longer and colder, without the familiar, cheerful chatter of his friends. He would listen sometimes, and imagine the crackling fire in Pip's hollow, the murmur of stories, and the soft thuds of little paws playing friendly games. He nibbled on his prized possessions, one after another, but they tasted bland, lacking the zest that shared laughter and companionship brought. The sheer quantity of his wealth offered no comfort against the gnawing loneliness that began to settle in his heart. His beautiful, abundant hollow felt more like a solitary prison than a sanctuary. Finally, unable to bear the solitude any longer, Leo took a deep breath and ventured out into the biting cold. The snow was deep, and the wind nipped at his ears, but he scurried towards Pip's hollow, guided by the faint glow of firelight and the sound of happy squeaks. When he arrived, he found his friends huddled together, sharing warmth, stories, and the last few berries they had managed to save. They welcomed him with open arms and joyful chirps, making space for him near the crackling fire. Leo, for the first time in a long while, felt truly warm. He generously shared his remaining acorns, which, surprisingly, tasted sweeter than any he had eaten alone. That winter, Leo learned that the greatest treasures aren't what you collect, but who you share them with, and that a full heart is far more valuable than a full hollow.